Earlier today, I shot a video. It was in response to an article that I had come across that was talking about how over 1 million people had relapsed to smoking after the terrorism attacks in 2001 on the World Trade Center. And there was a suggestion that was in this article about how people needed to carry nicotine replacement products with them, or they should be supplied to them in cases of emergencies. Because, gee, emergencies happen, and it's going to cause people to relapse. Well, there's a whole video discussing my thought about carrying nicotine replacement or giving nicotine replacement to a person who's off smoking. That's just ridiculous because you're putting them back onto nicotine. You're inducing a drug relapse. So you can go find that video, which is talking about carrying nicotine replacement products in case of emergency. That's the title. I want to address it from a different issue, though. Some people would have seen the article or hear stories like this and think, well, sure, that's understandable. And this video is going to address this concept of there's really no legitimate reason at all ever to relapse. This is important. It's extremely important that everybody understands that, because there are going to be catastrophes throughout people's lives. This has nothing to do with quitting smoking. This is just a reality of being human. It's not just in our current times. There's been catastrophes that occur throughout history. And it's so crucial that people realize that things will go wrong in your life after you quit. That would have gone wrong if you had never smoked a day in your life, and there will be major, major problems. The most obvious thing is deaths in the family, loved ones, people who you're totally contingent on for, emotional support. They're your life. Well, somewhere down the line, people like this die. And if anyone ever works with the impression that if something like this were to happen, that they would have to smoke cigarettes, you got to understand there's no way you can ever have a long-term quit, because these type of problems will occur. And it's crucial to understand that taking a puff, relapsing under a condition like this does not solve the problem. It doesn't ease the pain. All it does is put you back to needing nicotine again. And there's whole videos that I have addressing this issue of what it really does under stress. Again, in the description here, I'm going to have links to a lot of articles and a lot of videos that discuss the implication of this. And that's the purpose of this video, is just basically the brief intro to these other videos and these other articles. What I want to hit home the point here, for those people who think that somehow there is a legitimate reason, okay, let's put it in these terms. Let's say you're the one who dies. If you have family members who are been in drug recovery, they're recovering alcoholics, they've been successfully off smoking for decades now. At your funeral, are you going to put in a request that, well, there should be, drugs around that these people have access to? There should be alcohol around, in case, the recovering alcoholics who are going to, possibly have some stress because you're gone right now. Do you feel like some sort of obligation that, these people should be, given these substances because of the stress that they're feeling at this point, because of the loss they're feeling? If you have kids who used to smoke, they've been off for 5 or 10 years now, and you passed away, maybe even died from lung cancer, maybe you died from a smoking-induced illness. Do you feel that you should probably have cigarettes, just available and just handed out to these people with the impression that, oh my God, they've just lost you. You're gone from their life. Of course they're devastated. You understand that they have to go back to using this product that will eventually kill them. Do you think in terms like that at all? I doubt it. I doubt that you do. Well, the reason you don't is because you realize that would not be a real reason for these people to take their own lives. You don't want that, because you're gone, they all have to go too. Well, this is what people are doing if they decide to take a cigarette under a loss, a big loss. with the idea like, oh, but this happened, so this makes it a legitimate reason. There is no legitimate reason to relapse. I talk about this in other videos. There's only two good reasons to take a puff on a cigarette after you've quit smoking or to administer nicotine. There's only two good reasons. One, you want to go back to smoking. That's a legitimate reason. That is, so when I say there's no legitimate reason, well, no, that's a legitimate reason. If your goal is you want to go back to full-fledged smoking until it can cripple and kill you, and understand this goal may not be able to be rescinded. If that is your true intent, you want to go back to full-fledged smoking until it cripples and kills you, well, that's a reason. The other good reason, again, it's always been my favorite of the two, is you really enjoyed the drug withdrawal. If the days you quit smoking, you thought they were really hard, they were really difficult, they were really painful, they were horrid, and you were thinking, oh man, this feels great. I wish I could feel like this forever. Well, yeah, take one puff every 3 days and you can feel withdrawal forever. No one under their right mind will take cigarettes under those terms. And those are the terms that a puff comes with. Or again, administering nicotine comes with. It's putting you back to using. If you do not want to be a user again, it's a matter of recognizing that under all good times, under all bad times, it's sticking to your personal commitment that you made the day you stopped. And that commitment should be, again, contingent on whether things go good or bad around you, that you are going to commit yourself to stick to this, goal you set out to never take another puff.